everybody, thanks for stopping in. Today I'm going to review some Tastefully Done Wild Game Marinade. And I don't hunt anymore, but just to show you that I used to, let's take a look at the buck on the wall over there. This is one of the nicest bucks that I've ever got right here. I got him when I was about 25 years old, which was close to 30 years ago now, but that's a blacktail buck. I live in Northern California, so a lot of blacktails around here. Okay, so now you've seen that buck, and you know it's not some complete city slicker trying to do a wild game marinade review. I actually grew up on a dairy ranch, but anyway, so why am I doing this wild game marinade review if I don't hunt anymore? Well, because there was a couple that makes this, James and Amy Zare. They were looking for someone on YouTube to do a review of this, and I thought, well, I don't hunt anymore, but when I was young and I hunted, I didn't really know how to cook, but now I don't do much hunting, or any hunting anymore, but at least I know how to cook fairly good. So I thought, you know, I just told them, hey, I don't hunt, but I can cook pretty good. And I said, would it be okay if I used domestic meats with this if I can't find any wild game? So Amy and I sent a couple emails back and forth, and she said, yeah, I could use it for domestic meat, and she gave me a couple of recommendations of things that would be good to use. So I'm just going to do it that way. They sent me this brochure along with the marinades, and the ingredients of this marinade are brown sugar, sweet cream, apple cider vinegar, salt, lard, spices, garlic salt, and parsley, and liquid smoke flavor. And it's kind of a really thick marinade because it has lard in it. And so in the instructions it says to put it in a saucepan and warm it up before you put it over the meat. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so here's what we have. This marinade comes in two different flavors, the regular one and the spicy one. So Amy suggested that I look for like a round steak, and I found this beef eye of the round steak, and they're all cut up in nice thin pieces. I found those in the discount meat bin, so I'm like, that would be perfect, because she said to cut them in thin slices anyway. That way I don't have to cut up a roast. So I'm going to use the regular original one on that. And she said like bird or poultry would be good in the spicy one. So I got some boneless, skinless chicken thighs, which are one of my favorite things to marinate. And then we're going to cook these on the grill. And if I have enough leftover marinade, I might try these pork loin chops too, but if not, we'll just do the chicken and the round steak. Okay, I'm going to open up the original jar first. And right off it smells real vinegary. But you can see it's all separated, so and all the spices are down there in the bottom. So I want to try to get all that out of there. And then you're supposed to just warm this up so that everything blends together. As you can see, this is starting to blend together pretty nicely. Now they say for wild game you're supposed to let this marinate in the fridge for like 4 or 5 days. And I asked Amy if you'd do it less for domestic meats, and she said probably still 3 days, which is a long time, because I just let my meats go like overnight. But maybe there's not as much acid and vinegar in this as some of the marinades I use. I'll just keep an eye on them once they're in the fridge. There we are. I had enough marinade for all the meat. So the pork chops and the beef are in the original flavor, and the chicken thighs are in the spicy. Now, being that this is domestic meat, it's not going to taste gamey. They say it helps, you know, get rid of the gamey taste in, you know, venison and stuff like that, but this is not going to be gamey, and it's probably not going to be that tough, so I may not have to let it marinate as long. I'm just going to get this stuff in the fridge, and we'll be back when I decide to cook it. We're cheating a little bit here. This meat's only been in the marinade about 2 hours, but I was kind of hungry and I was kind of excited to try this. So my wife said, you know what, why don't you just pull a couple pieces out and throw it on the cast iron grill and we can try it out, taste it. So we already did a couple and it was pretty good. So show you how it looks in a minute. Got kind of a unique flavor. It's kind of sweet from the brown sugar, a little tangy from the vinegar. And then you taste the spices at the end. It has just a little bit of a kick. So can't wait to try it on the grill next time. All right, it is the next day and my chicken has been in the marinade for 21 hours. And I have to admit that I pulled some out after about 6 hours last night and cooked it on my stove on the cast iron grill, and it turned out awesome. So I figure that overnight will probably be fine for it. So I am going to go ahead and cook it, and this will take longer than the pork and the beef. That beef is super thin, so I'm going to cook this indirectly and get this started first. And I put some foil on the bottom of the grill there, so all the excess marinade won't get down in the bottom of my grill there. So I'm just going to cook this until the internal temperature is about 175 degrees, and I'll check it with my quick read thermometer. And when that's done, I'll probably just cook the pork chops and the beef directly over the coals, but I don't think I'll show you that because I don't want to drag the video out too long. I'll just meet you guys back in the house when everything is done. I have to say, these chicken thighs look pretty darn good. Let me grab a plate and we'll cut into one of these babies. That is delicious. That marinade, that spicy marinade, had a pretty good bite to it. I cook chicken thighs a lot, and that's right up there with some of the best ones that I've done. All right, now let's try a pork chop. Okay, now let's try the pork chop. Look at the color on that thing. Turned out real pretty, but I wonder how it tastes. That is really good too. Now the marinade didn't penetrate that as much because that's a thicker piece of meat, but it's still really good. Want to try a piece of chicken, Annie? Oh, you like that, don't you? So I can see where those marinades would work well with wild game. I wish I would have had some to try it out on, but the meats that I did cook turned out good. Heck, when I used to hunt, I got where I just have the whole deer ground up in a burger because I didn't want to deal with the toughness and the gaminess. So thanks, Amy, for sending me the marinades, and they have a website, Tastefully Done website, where you can get the marinades. They also have an 800 number. I will put that information in the description below. Thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll talk to you next time.